Hi, I'm Miss Steele, and I make weekly videos on emotional health as well as different pagan paths and different things that pagans can do during the Wheel of the Year. Welcome to part 3 of my anger series. How do I change my anger? The first step would be to recognize that having unhealthy anger is abusive to you and others around you. The second step would be to recognize that you need help. There are some of you that believe that you can do it on your own, and some can. But let's check for signs to see if you do need help. The first thing would be, do you find yourself saying sorry? And you keep repeating how sorry you are? These become empty words to your spouse or your loved ones because there's no action followed by that sorry. Actions speak louder than words. An action would be to put a plan in place, actually writing down your goals to work on unhealthy anger. I mean, you keep saying that you're going to take action, but it never happens. This is a sign that you can't do it on your own. I bet you're expecting other people to help you solve it. Or maybe you just want to brush it under the rug and think that maybe it'll just, if you ignore it, it'll just go away on its own. Those are signs you can't do it on your own. I mean, think about this. If your sorry becomes meaningless, so do your I love yous. It all becomes untruths to the one that you love. Because no one would treat someone like that if they truly loved another person. So this means that you're not loving yourself. You have to love yourself fully before you can truly love another person. And additionally, if you are on the receiving end of that anger, you need to put a boundary in place and say, if this anger happens, I am leaving the room. Call me when you're done. Or call me when you want to speak in a calmer manner and solve this problem. In the first part of the series, we learned what was healthy anger and what was unhealthy anger. And I believe I also have a short video on that. So in understanding the differences between healthy anger and unhealthy anger, it can help in recognizing when anger is a normal response or when it might be a sign of deeper issues that need to be addressed. So, since today is learning some coping strategies to heal this unhealthy anger, I'm going to give you your first exercise. Is there an area in your life where you are noticing anger issues? And do you need coping skills for these areas? In the next slide, I will list various places where your anger could manifest. I want you to pause the video at that screen and write down on a piece of paper which areas are most affecting you. And when you're done that, come back and we'll continue. Hey, you're back. So, did you find the areas in your life where you were having trouble? Now, if you did and it was only certain areas, you can skip forward to those areas in the video. But I feel that every section is important just to get an overall picture of your entire life. Because sometimes we miss things that we might not even know are there because we don't have that outburst at that place, but it might be simmering Do you know what I mean? Practice deep breathing techniques. You will notice that when you're overwhelmed, we take short breaths. And you'll notice that when taking deep and longer breaths, you calm your mind. Very important. Word choices. When you think of something as a problem, that's a negative word. When you think of it as something that you can work on finding a solution, that's a positive word. Words have power. Change problem into solution finding. If there's a problem at work, set clear boundaries with your colleagues. This ensures you'll have more dedicated time to hear them, to listen to them, and you can be more focused during your work and breaks. This reduces your stress and stops anger from building. So if you have someone who's constantly asking you questions, you just set a boundary. It doesn't have to be mean. You say, "Okay, John, I really would like to listen to you, but I'm really busy at this point. I will address this at this time." Or, "Please don't talk to me about work during my downtime. I'll give you my full attention when I return to work," right? If it's a new employee and you're the boss and you don't have time to deal or train, assign someone, but always give them access to you during a certain time of day. Have a 15-minute time zone where you address employees. Mindfulness and meditation. Regular practice of mindfulness and meditation can help staying present in the moment and being able to respond calmly to a stressor at work. Okay, so you can feel your anger building up with your spouse or loved one. Do not respond to something that seems like it's about you. This is about the other person's feelings. It does not matter if you feel attacked. You just stop and listen to how she's feeling or he's feeling, not the defensiveness that builds. Truly listening to your partner or loved one can enhance understanding and really reduce conflicts because they feel heard. All you have to do is say, "It sounds like you're feeling this way. Am I getting that right?" Or, "Oh, wow, you feel whatever it is. I'm sorry that you feel that way. It was not my intent to make you feel that way. What can I do so that you don't feel that next time?" It makes a heck of a difference. You still get to explain your side of the story, but you haven't shut the other person down and invalidated their feelings. You first addressed their feelings and then said, "Oh, wow," because you didn't mean to make them feel that way. So, right? So you addressed their feelings first And then you can say what you meant by what you said. And it has to be truth. You can't just make something up. If you meant it in the moment, then that's an anger problem. And then you can say, yeah, I did mean to make you feel like that. And I'm hoping that I can change that anger. Could you help me put a plan in place or whatever? And the two of you work together. So when you're communicating with another person, you say, I feel, instead of you statements like, you did this that made me. Nobody can make you do anything. That's a false. But as soon as you said, you never took out the garbage, or you never sit with me, or you never, it automatically puts a person on the defense mode. So then they can get angry, you can get angry, and it builds that way. So using I statements, I feel lonely when you don't sit with me, or I would really feel like I can get more done and I can sit with you and enjoy if you would help me clean the kitchen. Would you mind taking the garbage out while I do this? Heck of a difference. Get them more motivated than just say, you never take out the garbage. Right? And appreciate when they do something. Define what behaviors are acceptable and which ones aren't. And make sure that you clearly define these boundaries to the other person. This helps reduce misunderstandings and conflicts. Don't assume you think you know what the other person is saying. Repeat and ask, and then the other person can say. Budget together. When you create a budget together, you make sure both parties have a say. This promotes teamwork and reduces financial stress. Schedule times so that you are able to discuss finances. It doesn't matter if it stresses you out. You must do this with your partner. This helps reduce huge stressors when an unexpected bill arises or an unexpected circumstance. It also helps reduce financial stress on decision making and what order you're going to buy things in or save for. So you can decide together as a couple whether that be every Thursday for 1 hour, or maybe you don't need it. Maybe it's once every second Thursday or Friday or whatever day you want. Or maybe you have it pretty good, so you only need to check in once a month. But always, when you want to save for a holiday or when you want to buy a significant purchase that is way above your allowance that you have for each other, then you have to talk about that. Speak calmly and have a set out goal on a sheet of paper of what's going to be discussed so that both parties are ready and have in their mind already what they're going to talk about. If it's still really unbearable to talk about, seek professional financing help. Seeking help from a professional finance person can help tremendously in giving an unbiased perspective and help put a plan in place to manage your finances more effectively. You only need like 150 minutes of exercise a week. And this can be just brisk walking. So if you go outside your house, walk 15 minutes one way, 15 minutes back, that's a half an hour. You only have to do that 5 days a week. Just that walking 5 days a week, your weekends are free, or maybe you want to include your weekends, that's extra, but just that will improve your overall health and mind. Even better, get out in nature. Go along the trail through the forests or around the lake or whatever's in your area. Only 5 days a week, 15 minutes out, 15 minutes back. How hard is that? Just get up a little bit extra early if you're using the excuse that you don't have time. You do. Stop scrolling. Don't give me, I've tried everything, because if you tried everything, you would be eating healthy. You know it. I know it. It's no secret. You can eat healthy all you want around other people, but we know that you go and you grab that snack on the side. All you have to do is maintain a healthy diet. And the order in which you eat your food is the most important. Always eat your vegetables first. Next, you eat your fats and your protein. And then after that, you can have a few carb meals, like a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of rice. But if you eat that other in that order, you don't eat as much empty carbs. And that can help. Take away soda pop. If you have to have soda pop, try a Zevia. There's Zevia root beer, Zevia grape. All great. And you don't get that sucralose in it. That's awful for your body. Get to the doctor if there's something going on in your body that's causing you more stress and anger. Get on a plan to do something about it. Don't set goals that you know that you're not going to get. Then you keep lying to yourself, right? Like, I'm going to start my exercise program on Monday. You might go for a couple days and then you peter off, right? I'm going to quit smoking by next week, and you just continue. Because you haven't written down your goals. You haven't really decided. You're using the word try. Try. If you tell your brain you're trying, you're always trying. You're not telling your brain something different. Words have power. So, whatever your goals are, break them down into manageable steps so that you can take that baby step, that one baby step. That's manageable. And this prevents overwhelm and frustration. So I know for myself, I get supremely overwhelmed. I'm so bad. I take on way more than I can handle. I'm doing these videos. I'm writing a book. I am creating a course. I am learning songs for my band that I have to know off by heart by a certain date. I have housework to catch up on and stuff to catch on. That's overwhelm. So I had to stop, see what's most important, see that while I can't lag too much on the housework or my house becomes chaos because I live in a tiny, tiny little apartment. And I know I want my business to grow, and I can't disappoint you, my audience, for my YouTube fun thing, which I want to help people. And so I have to make sure that one video at least is out per week. I break up my week into that. Monday, I film my video. Tuesday, I edit my video. Wednesday is my house cleaning. Thursday is working on my business, which is Listen Mission. Friday is Listen Mission and posting my video, and then preparing for the weekend. Tuesday night is my band practice. Saturday and Sunday I practice for my band. And I spend time with my boyfriend so that I'm giving everybody in my life time, and I manage my life that way. Now, that's really busy. So eventually, once a few certain things are done, like finishing my book to go with my course series, things will slow down a bit. And that'll be great. But in the meantime, that is my schedule. Baby steps. I only have 3 things that I put in place a day. One of my major goal, so I dedicate 3 hours to that. And then I do 2 tiny tasks that take no longer than a half an hour or an hour each. And then I make supper and go about my day. I leave my evenings free. That's the only way I can get through it. It's manageable for me. You can do that too. Just get a paper, make your goals. People only celebrate when they reach this great big goal. But you forget that these little steps that you've taken, or at least that you've gained from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, that's huge. Celebrate that. You finished 1 chapter in your book. Celebrate that. Find little things to do to celebrate. It could be buying an ice cream cone, or it could be reading a bit of your chapter to your friends. It can be, there's all sorts of things to celebrate. And then you save the big win for a great big outing. Visualize your successes and maintain a positive attitude. And be very conscious to reduce any negative emotions that come up. And when you wake up in the morning, have a routine. The first thing you should do is grab a great big refreshing glass of water. The next thing you do is stretch. It feels good. And then you got to build up some energy. So even sitting in a chair, if you can't stand, just move your arms as fast as you can. This creates energy. Oh, I can do this. You can do this too. This just changes your whole being. Put your shoulders back. Like, wow, I came this far. Think about where you were 10 years ago and what you learned from all that nastiness that you went through. You wouldn't have known what you like and what you don't like. Thank the gods for that. A professional therapist is really beneficial for resolving past trauma. An added peer support coach worker for mental health is a bonus as well, because they've gone through what you have and they know. Get a journal. I can't tell you how great these things are for watching your mood level and seeing like the progress you make even in a short week, and where you were to compared to where you are today. Oh my gosh, they are incredible. They provide comfort and people share experiences, and this reduces feelings of isolation and feeling alone. and anger. Plan and organize your day to reduce your stress and responsibilities. Only do one major thing a day, and that doesn't take more than 3 hours. And then perhaps you can do 2 little ones after that, half an hour each. Now, depending where you are in your healing and what just happened, perhaps you can't even manage that 3-hour one. So in those cases, for those of you out there that are having a hard time even getting out of bed, do 10 minutes. Plan your day as getting dressed, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth. That's it. Right? That's it for the first week. Then the next week, add something. Read a chapter in a self-help book. If it's a huge, complex task, break it down. Make it more manageable to your life. Be very clear to your boss, to your friends, how much you're able to get done. Show them your steps and your goals. And they'll go, oh yeah, I can see that. Okay. I know you hear that all the time, but it's totally amazing. I started out with not being able to leave my room to being grateful for my cat, because my cat laid with me every day. Being grateful that I was in a safe room. I had a roof over my head. Being grateful that I had 2 hands and arms, right? This is when you can't think of something to be grateful for. I still have my hands and my legs, and they work. Wow, that's something to be grateful for. If someone made you supper, if someone called you on the phone and made that effort, just change your mindset into loving and being grateful for everything that happens. Practice being assertive rather than aggressive when expressing feelings and needs. So if you're running around the house trying to find your keys, and you're just assuming that you're angry and you can't find them, that everybody else is going to stand up and help you find them, that's not true. Aggressiveness makes people not want to help you find them. They want to stay away. But if you're assertive and you say, you know what, I'm feeling stressed out. I would really like you to help me find my keys. Would you mind doing that? And then the person goes, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Difference. If you feel that these feelings are coming up and you're getting angry and frustrated again, close your eyes. Breathe. Breathe through it. Think about your safe place. Where would that safe place be? Is it in a meadow? For me, it was a little genie bottle. Just curled up in the little couch and blanket inside the genie bottle. You can make up whatever. Just go there, breathe it out. Or you can seek mediation. Sometimes just having someone there helps mediate a subject that you and your spouse or you and your loved one just can't seem to come to a resolution or a solution together. So you just both butt heads And so this is a very stressful a time where you both get angry, or one gets angrier than the other, and you just can't seem to talk about it. But you have to talk about something if the other person wants to talk about with you, because clearly it's concerning them and you're only fulfilling your own needs by shutting them down. And make sure the mediator is not a friend, so they're neutral. Reflect back on the incidents that happened and try to identify patterns in your reactions so that you can better manage future situations. For this, definitely you need to seek professional help. I am definitely not qualified to help you with that in any way, shape, or form. I've never been addicted, but I do know that substance abuse, you need peers that have gone through that and professional help to really address this effectively. You might benefit from support groups, again, being around peers that have gone through the same thing and you really want to change, but they can provide support and accountability, as I believe they're matched up with a partner. So when you start that craving, whether it's smoking even, you can substitute something a little bit more healthy. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like doing this, so grab a carrot. I mean, not healthy, but grab a candy if you have to. At least it's some sort of joy, but sugar is bad, believe you me. But at least at first it can replace the high that you get with that and promote well-being, because you know that this going for a walk or this breathing or this meditation or the eating of the carrot or eating of the candy, you're doing a healthier move. And that's something to be grateful for as well. Nobody was born with the purpose that you have. You are beautiful inside and out, and you got this.